$15 billion Uber pays for Delivery Hero. The cost of AI to gig platforms, robot trash, autonomous trash, Walmart Spark stealing tips again, more just on the other side.
Well, midnight headlight, blindly on a rain night, steep grade up ahead, slow me down and making no time. I gotta keep it rolling. Those are windshield wipers slapping out the tempo, baby, perfect rhythm with the song on the radio. I gotta keep it rolling. Ooh, I'm driving my life away.
Oh, wait, that's not the right. Oh, here we go. Boom. Now it works. Now we're sitting on the sunset. Welcome, everybody, to the Gig App Worker Thursday Live. Welcome, my co host, Sean, at CO Rad Guy. I'll get this a little more bigger by next week. I'm still playing with it, but I'm also still playing with this new studio for the next few weeks. So YouTube, let's see, did I put it? YouTube, Twitter, no LinkedIn and audio podcast. How you guys doing? Everybody in the chat, how you guys doing? And before we jump into any stories, I wanted to show you guys I want to show you two things. First of all, I don't know if this is the story or not, because I actually don't think it is. But in I think it was last year that there were two girls in North Carolina or in South Carolina crossing over to North Carolina using Uber Teen. Now, this is about a 14-year-old, and we all know that a lot of these cases get settled out of court. And we always say, go to court, don't settle those. We just keep waiting. Some of these are now not getting settled. And so sex trafficking, 14-year-old girl, Georgia. It was from March of 2025. And all I really wanted to bring up about this part of it is that the judge has demanded that Dara be deposed and be in the court case at the lawyer's will. That's the first time that's ever happened. There's never been a judge that said, Derry, you have to be here, because most judges most judges kind of understand, well, dude, he might be the CEO and this is some bad stuff, but we got to fix the problem. It's not worth going after a CEO. It might be to like you, me, Sean, but like to the world at whole, like usually these judges don't treat it like the CEO has to come in. Mute.
All right. So pop that back up for a second, if you don't mind, because I do have a comment. Maybe I spent too much time in the corporate world, but it says the company sought to shield CEO Dara, blah, 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 from being deposed, saying he has no unique personal knowledge of any of the issues in dispute in this litigation. Okay, now you can pull it back down. I don't disagree with that. I mean, I understand what they're trying to do, but that's just being really petty and not trying to serve their client, in my opinion.
So here's something I got though on this that I want to throw at you and see what you think, Sean. So this is Georgia. This is a decades long practicing judge, Georgia. Fairly right, if not conservative, middle of the road, kind of guy you'd want to see in this case. Maybe, and I'm just proposing this, maybe are some of our best judges getting so sick of the way that we usually get information from these type of scenarios is A, B, and C. None of those are working anymore. So you know what? Fuck it, bring Dara in. Like, I'm sick of these algorithm excuses. Oh, the algorithm did. Bring Dara's ass to me.
if this were a class suit, a class action suit, I would totally say bring him in, bring everybody in, because then you can start building the pile of they've been hiding shit, they've been putting stuff. But this individual case, I don't see how it's going to help their case. To sit there. Well, Mr. Dara, did you have knowledge of? Well, fuck no, I didn't have knowledge. I'm the
Well,
CEO of this
but okay,
tech
so
company.
let's play those roles for a minute then, because I do agree with what you're really the essence of what you're saying, but let's play those roles. Like, well, I
Right.
mean, Mr. Kashishawi, didn't you know that for the past 3-4 years prior to this, you have multiple sex trafficking cases against Uber? And don't tell me no, because we have it on court documents.
I have no direct knowledge of those happening.
Oh, but you're okay using the cheapest, worst background check company in the world. You're okay with
We're,
that
u-
because
we're using what is the industry standard, just like everyone else. So
the industry
I
standard
mean,
is,
and that's exactly how this slippery little stuff's going to go with it.
and that's my point. We're not going to
They-
keep doing it, but my
yeah,
point is
do
like
they?
this is going to get
Yep.
ugly with him in a bad seat.
But again, it's not really helping the individual client. If this was a client, this is more about I'm trying to shame Uber and this and that. Do they deserve it? Yeah, absolutely, because they're hiding a whole bunch of stuff. But when you're working in you're not working in your client's best interest, unless that's solely what this client wants. Is that besides the money, is to shame Uber and make their I don't know how many years ago this happened, but if this individual was
This was
14, I'm sure they're, probably getting close to being an adult at this point. They've been through enough trauma, and again, maybe I spent
but
too much time in the corporate world and being involved in weird, touchy litigation stuff like this. I just don't think they're serving their client's best interest.
and I don't disagree with you. I guess
Yeah.
the reason I'm bringing it up is because and I hate saying this, for the most part, you're never going to serve your client's best interest in a case like this against a company of this size. I hate to say that, but that's just the case.
You can't successfully, you can't be successful because, it's David and Goliath. And in this case, David's always going to lose because Goliath is a freaking evil monster.
So, and Goliath is known for paying tons of money with very, very locked down NDAs that you have to sign if you take that money, so you can never talk about it. Sergio and I and other people for years have been saying, dude, we need some people to not stop taking this money right away and to actually like bring some attention to this. Like the kids that got raped by Uber Teen and got the same driver taking them across state lines, then back again for weeks. I mean, my point is that like if somebody doesn't do this, I don't like the way this all sounds too, and they're going to pull them in. I think my takeaway was just it's not the same old shit anymore. We're not going to ask you and you guys go algorithm and we go, oh shit, algorithm. Like, I think that they're trying to get creative and be like, you know what? That's it. We're going to make you go around the country. You're going to talk to all the sexual assault victims if you're not out of business in the next 2 years. Like, I think they're fed up. And I'm trying to think, dude, if I'm a judge of 30 years or something,
with any of that
and my
at all.
whole life has been law, I'd be sickened. And I know I'm not supposed to be like taking in all the news from around the globe, but I'd be sickened at this damn company. If they walked into my courtroom, I'd be trying something a little different than just insanity, what doesn't work every time.
Right. Well, and again, and maybe that's some of my bias looking at it. I mean, I think you have a bias too, but it's probably an appropriate emotional bias where I probably have a neutral.
That's why I think we agree, because in the end,
side of it,
nothing.
And yeah, it's what's it going to fix in the end? What is the ultimate goal bringing him into it? I guess it would be our question that I would like to see answered.
To get to get 3 times the amount of news at the courtroom that day.
Right.
And that would, if you get a CEO in a court for anything, you're gonna get,
oh yeah,
if you have 2 reporters, you'll have 6. If you have like 30, which you will here, you're gonna have over 100 if Dara's there.
Right. Unless you're Zuckerberg having to go testify in front of Congress again. Now it barely
Right,
even
because they're
makes the
well, but
news
people are just
anymore.
so sick of that. I mean, like,
Yeah.
at this point, dude, some people, and I was thinking about this the other day, some people might even just turn it on sometimes and go, "I'm pretty sure he's in Congress now."
Right.
I think they just elect I don't know, I think he's
Yeah. He probably has an office there by now.
but, so I need to show you this. This is, everybody needs to take a look at this because it's very strange. This is the update from Rody, okay? We don't really read all the updates all the time, but Rody now needs um a credit report on you. This is the first time I've ever seen this in the gig economy, by the way. Like, so I mean,
Why?
just see it for the audio people in case we get this out on. So like Fair Credit Reporting Act, Consumer Report Disclosure, Rody Inc., including its affiliates and or subsidiary entities, collectively the company, will request a consumer report about you for employment purposes, specifically to evaluate your ability for an independent contractor engagement with the company.
So what's being collected somewhere to ensure that you don't either have eh, I know they probably don't want to get tied up in if somebody has like garnishments or something like that and not have to worry about having to pay those garnishments on. I don't know. That's really interesting. That'd be something to dig deeper
I
into.
have never, ever seen this on. And as by the way, chat, has any of you ever seen this at all in any app, any update of the TOS, whatever? Have you ever seen that you're going to have background check done?
See, and that's so ambiguous. I mean, to evaluate your eligibility.
Or sorry, not background check. Credit report.
To evaluate your eligibility. Well, what determines my eligibility? Or being ineligible?
So I got to kind of thinking about this, and my head always works on the traditional scale, the non-traditional. So I'm trying to like kind of break away from that, not fully, because still need to always keep it that way, but traditional and what sometimes this is. And I got to thinking, like, man, like it's been a while since I've done a multi-state curry run, but I've done ones where like I have 30, 25 grand worth of shit in my car.
Right.
I mean, if they pull my credit report and I'm, I'm like wanted by everybody for charging shit, never pay. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not okaying it. I'm just throwing something out. Because again, I've never seen it. I've never seen it on any gig app. And I'll even say this as before tonight, because I saw this today. Before tonight, I never even heard of this on any gig app. I've never even heard anybody else talk about this.
Well, and the reason I'm kind of pondering in deep thought here is because there used to be, and I would imagine there still would be, it's kind of like, I don't know, the whole world of collecting data has become a literal gold mine. So they probably got rid of all that, but you used to be able to not just run a credit, without, I saw something about authorization, but you had to have, very specific authorizations, and California has different disclosures than everybody else. And it was basically to protect the consumer from over collecting data on them. And, you would never collect more data than you actually needed, as an employer to do this background check. So they have to somehow justify, and again, that's where I'm really caught up on that language about, your eligibility. Well, what makes me eligible or ineligible?
Yeah, I don't really know where I mean, I'm usually pretty up on my labor law too. Like, I'm not really sure where, oddly too, because this seems like it could be something that could be a problem in all kinds of aspects. But I'm not really
Sure.
sure where things lie with what are the is our W-2 or salary jobs? I mean, I know some government ones might require it, but yes, they can run criminal background checks, but are they supposed to be running your credit check on for any work?
Not any work.
I mean,
Some
minus
employers don't care.
very specific niche, like you're gonna go as a defense contractor for the government.
I was gonna say until I became, a 1099, even in a lot of my 1099 work, I still had to have my credit run and all this stuff because so I've never, since I was like 17, worked in an environment where I wasn't in a place where it was appropriate to make sure that I wasn't a credit or other security risk. So but most industries, I mean, you go to work at a restaurant as a W-2, they're not pulling your credit. They're gonna just watch you make sure you don't steal too much food.
I mean, Sue's saying that a lot of her W-2s had credit checks. I'm trying to think about mine,
I mean, a lot do, but
but like what? I mean, like, okay, does working at the gas station do it? Does 7-Eleven? Does Target? Does I mean just some average jobs that are out there? Do they run? I mean, I'm not even gonna say Walmart because I don't know what the hell Walmart does. But honestly, like I don't know. I guess I don't know.
yeah.
But I do find it very strange that that's never been in a TOS before, and we got it in the
Yeah.
roadie one right now. Because the other thing I'll say, how the hell are you gonna run the illegals?
Right?
Is this just like an honor system? Like they'll just call you, is your credit good? Fuck yeah.
Right.
All right. And then before we move into anything else too, I had to put this up because Kim Cavan she writes articles all the time. She wrote this great little tag. She always does little something to tie something together when she's trying to make a point, like this one. The AFL-CIO telling congressional candidates there's no need to quote unquote accurately designate workers as contractors or employees is like a drug dealer telling lawmakers there's a need to quote unquote accurately designate meth and coke as health foods. So
Okay. But if I'm a meth dealer, I don't want to waste my time with heroin addicts, I mean, I want to go find the meth users. So I don't know if that's a good analogy.
So we got Uber paying $14.8 billion now for Delivery Hero. So that and that will double their global footprint.
Right.
But Delivery Hero's like, dude, it's so funny that they're going up in the price, but it's like it's performing just as badly as like our food delivery here is.
Okay.
Like it's not nobody's looking Uber, other companies, they're not looking at Delivery Hero as like, dude, that's making money. Let's acquire that. They're like, they're doing as shitty as us, but we can't let somebody else own them.
Right.
I don't know, man. To me, it's getting ridiculous. I mean, and there's my Yugo example. A Yugo brand new was $3,900. Now they're like $6-7 grand if you can even find them.
See? So, I mean, even a turd becomes valuable at some point. I mean, look, you can get a Copperlight, a dinosaur, a petrified dinosaur turd. It's worth money. Where the dinosaurs didn't think much. They didn't try and trade for them or anything. So, I think everything eventually comes around and is worth something. But the interesting thing is that so even though they've got they got the initial approval and they've got they got the board approval, they've got a lot of they have to have what 51 or 50% and then one share. There's another organization that has about 6% of the holdings, I think, that they've already committed to, that they'll accept it. So you can, and then Uber owns the rest of it, owns another big portion of it. So that puts them over the 50%. So they're over that hurdle, but they still have all the antitrust laws. And over in Europe, they don't play. I mean, they have a lot of hurdles that they got to get over with that. Part of it, they've already said that there's 14 markets that apparently Delivery Hero and Uber are already both jointly in, and Delivery Hero is going to sell, what was it? They're going to sell those 14 to, I don't know if it's some kind of investment group out of New York City. And so they're slowly going through these hurdles, but I don't know if the regulatory, if it's going to pass all the regulatory whatever.
But then look at Uber Eats acquiring Postmates, dude. In San Diego, they still have Postmates. You can open up the Postmates app, and it's through Uber. You can just order through Postmates.
That's why I still have that Postmates bag. So when I, go become a homeless person in San Diego, I got a job.
I mean, so part of me just wonders if they just, you maybe just keep it as Delivery Hero and make it look like it's in competition with you. So people are checking Uber Eats and Delivery Hero. And it's like, we own them both, dumbass.
Right.
But I do want, and I wanted to bring this up too. So look, the Yugo is the one in the front, $3,990. Like, cash out the door too. Like, this shit these were awesome. And or not awesome, but so one Waymo is $500,000. That's 125 Yugos. The end.
I got nothing.
Okay, so this 2026, finally a little breakdown on some of the numbers. So the 2026 AI budget that they blew through in 4 months.
That Uber
finally
did.
they're put. I saw this number put to it. That's pretty crazy, dude. So
Sure.
2 hour, and it's actually just short of. So let's call it 90 minutes. If it's a little more, okay. 90 minutes of coding in AI cost Uber $1,200. Their cost for their programmer. Their programmer has to spend $1,200 for 90 to 120 minutes of AI.
So $600
How insane
an
is
hour
that, dude?
A bad deal.
Yeah, but it's not like you have one coder at Uber.
Right.
And so that's why when we were talking about before, in 4 months, they spent the whole budget. Now they're trying to figure out where they can use some. And like we were talking about, the problem is you already created it. It's already out there. You integrated things that now need it, and now you can't afford it. And like, honestly, dude, they might just be clawing back some things.
Well, and they did. They got rid of a whole. I mean, they did a big pullback on it, and then they said, "Oh, we got to make our investors happy." So they got rid of 24. I don't remember what percentage it was of their HR staff. Most of it was recruiting and onboarding people, but
I'm just saying, you hear these kind of costs, and some of I mean, like, we've seen articles that say like some people at Uber make $400,000 a year. Yeah, like two. Don't play it up like all their coders do. There are coders who make less than 6 digits at Uber and work 70 hours a week. So don't play that shit.
So here's the shocking thing I saw in this article. It said Uber introduced Claude Code across its engineering organization December 2025. By February, 32% of its engineers were using agentic coding tools. And then it climbed to 84% by March. And then by the spring, 95% were using AI tools monthly, while so it just kept climbing. I mean, what did they expect from him? Particularly when they were having these little competitions internally and awarding people for using AI. So, that guy that racked up the $1,200, $600 an hour, he probably built an AI model to build AI models to do coding to check and probably had this big loop going just so his team could win some stupid contest that was and yeah, that's what they got, and then they end up getting laid off. How do you feel about that now, engineers using AI?
Yeah, I don't know either, man. But
Yeah.
clearly, like I don't want to hear any. I don't want to see any. I don't want to see any articles in between earnings statements about how Uber pays its people so well. How about this,
Right.
people? Why don't you go run some test of your own? Go go beyond the media and go see how they actually treat people at Uber. Go
Right.
see how many people have been there for 10 years and are like, just like the first day, still love it here. Like, I think that the what they put out there is like, dude, working for Uber is like where you want to be. No, dude. Like
Right.
when they say 400,000, like those people know they're potentially there for a month, 5 months, 10, 20 months, but it's limited. Make your money, get the hell out.
Yeah.
So it's
Most of
kind
these
of like
people are
the gig
using
work
it
itself. They just don't care. Like they might get deactivated, fired, terminated because
deactivated,
they're
right.
not the algorithm might say on their computer, we don't need you anymore. You're dead weight. Later.
Right.
Just turn your computer off and go home.
Right.
And then they go to HR, which the HR department has been, like Sean said, it's gone. And they go to HR
Right.
and they're like, I have a question. They're like, tell it to the algorithm because we're busy.
Right.
Like, I mean, soon there's just going to be like a little portal as you get fired there where you type into the algorithm. Well, I'm pissed about this because I shouldn't have got fired for that. I didn't even do anything. But they're going to say, have a nice day. We'll email you back.
Or they'll just implement a new little chat bot, and everybody that gets fired can open up their Uber terminated app and get a hold of the same people that all the rideshare drivers and passengers have to talk to.
Yeah.
So
what is up with our delivery robots running away?
So did you look at this one at all? Because I saved this one from my show because I know you were scrambling doing some other stuff and you had to dip out. And so we've seen all these things about the dangers of the delivery robots. They're running out in traffic, getting hit by cars and everything. But so apparently, and we even had that incident in New Jersey last year, and the guy's suing. I don't remember if it was Dot or whatever, but he was on a bike and it ran into his bike, and he got injured from it. Well, now they're going to be in Atlanta, letting them effective now, July 1st. They're going to be able to go up to 7 miles per hour on the sidewalk. Steve, how you like that with one of those coming at you?
I'll just if I mean anywhere that if it was in my neighborhood, I mean it's been a while since I coached my son's teams, but like I got baseball bats around here. I would be walking the neighborhood. In fact, I'd walk more around it would get me walking more. Walk around my neighborhood all the time. I'd be like, there's one. And I would mess it up, dude. And I say this because everybody can say, well, dude, but you're an ass and you're the only one that I'm going over the top because there's a lot of people like me who maybe not the extent of what I just said, but who are sick of these things. They'll kick them over. They already do.
Oh,
like
yeah,
people have just had it, dude. Like people aren't
Yeah.
in the mood anymore to do the, oh, look how cute it is that the robot's taking up the whole thing and grandpa can't get his wheelchair through.
Right.
I mean, I'm sorry. There's people who are just going to go, screw this piece of trash. They're going to look in the camera and go, I'm about to kick your robot over. And then they're going to kick it over.
Well, if you ever get old and screaming and end up in Atlanta, also if you end up going blind, the good news is now they're going to make them emit a sound whenever someone gets near them. So, or either a pedestrian, a wheelchair user, anybody within 6 feet of them. Uh-oh, did we lose Steve or did he just go
Nope.
dark on us? Oh,
I'm
there
good.
we go.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, dude. Vinny sent me a video of him laughing at one of those things.
Yeah.
And I mean, dude, like I was watching the video and the thing couldn't even stay straight on a very easy sidewalk with nobody around. This was like suburbia a little bit,
That's
not downtown,
exactly.
but it was like veering off into the grass. And Vinny was laughing only when it was doing something funny, but Vinny's laugh is what made that video funny to me.
Yeah.
But really, like when he laughed, that's why I went back and watched it a few times, because every time he was laughing because the thing was going to like on the lawn with nobody around. Like it can't
Right.
just stay straight.
And 7 miles per hour. I mean, that I know it doesn't sound significant, but that's a significant speed for something like that. You know, they're going to start taking
Well,
people out if these things start running that fast down there.
the dots in Arizona, only because they're highway accessible. The dots in Arizona do 40.
But that's on roadways, not on sidewalks. Not saying that it should be.
Neither
but
should be, but
7 miles an hour is like somebody jogging down the road. You're gonna see them on a busy sidewalk down in Atlanta.
I mean,
Yeah,
at 7
running
miles an
position
hour,
on
if you were to run into a glass piece of like a bus stop, you'd break through.
And in Chicago, you might break something even at 4 miles per hour.
Yeah, dude, somebody's gonna get clipped. Somebody, like you said, jogging.
There's a lawsuit
That's
waiting to happen.
Yeah.
And the city's going to get sued for it too now.
Yeah, I don't know how much, dude. Honestly, I don't know how much more these cities. That's kind of where I was taking us with this. Is that like again when I was talking to Richard in Atlanta, I was going to ask you and everybody else tonight: is the buzz of Waymo dying off? We always trash on it, but I mean, like the novelty, people not wanting a 2-hour trip, but to get where they're supposed to be in 35 minutes, like their normal Uber gets them there. They don't want the 2-hour scenic route in a Waymo. It's not fun anymore. And I got to say this is kind of funny to me. Even the Waymos are getting so old and beat up, they're being replaced. We're already to that point. They don't even work.
Right. They're putting Chinese toasters out.
Like usually you launch something, a product when it's amazing and wow, look at this. And for years, it's awesome. It's never worked and they're already replacing them.
Well, when you have deferred maintenance with things or a product is abused, and that's part of the thing of not having a human in there, that I talk about this, on Tuesdays, people are leaving everything, including dog crap and everything else. No urine yet, Steve. There wasn't anything reported like that, but when
I mean,
things
dude,
like that,
if I, when they come around here, I'm not saying I'll do this, but I was thinking this would be a funny one. Go to like the dollar store, get some road flares, right? Well, just bear with me. Tape them together, and then just put a couple of like dollar wires in there that just kind of shove them into spots, and then put an old beat up watch on the front, and just leave it right in the back seat.
This portion of Give Gak Werper Thursday does not reflect the views of the Rideshare Zone, CO Ride Guy, or Sean.
I don't know. I'm laughing because sex, drugs, all that shit is already happening. In fact, that's one of their big problems. They don't ever talk about it, but that's a big problem.
Right.
Now they're like going to be on these routes. And that's the other thing. I think that I'm going to go a step farther. Like we know that the novelty, like he was saying about Atlanta, we know that that the novelty's worn off to a lot of passengers. I get that. I wonder, like in San Francisco, where they've had these weird routes that take you around the park and stuff. I kind of know the way that they go at night and the areas they're allowed to frequent, which are bar areas. I'm wondering, do some people just take it round trip back to where it started to have sex and do drugs in it? I mean, I'm guessing that they do,
Or
just
they
like a
get
bus, like a private bus.
or they
Like you
get
just
they get so frustrated, they completely lose their shit. And that's probably the guy that you and I both did the same piece on the guy that was on top of the Waymo yelling at the. That's probably where he came from. He was probably inside of the Waymo, got tired of his really crappy route, and it probably stopped in the middle of the road. So he lost his shit and started taking it and choosing violence on the Waymo. That's probably what happened in that incident.
that's good
And
on
people are
him,
losing
dude.
the novelty of it because you made the exact point that it can't get them there efficiently. Okay, it costs them $7 versus $30, but at some point, that $30 ride is going to be worth it because
And
we don't.
don't dismiss too quickly, because I know Sean's talking about new markets. In San Francisco, we do this a lot. I mean, we haven't done this in a while, but when we price compare, Lyft and Uber X are always cheaper than Waymo, always. But they've been there
Right.
for 8 years. So give them a minute. They will be they have to be more expensive. They just don't in
And
the
they
in the
will.
initial part. That's my point.
But meanwhile, I mean, they are evaluating this currently, and there's been some reports out about the the autonomous vehicles are driving down rideshare wages. And I think a lot of that's fear mongering that comes out with people. And that's why it's important to tell the facts of what's going on, like you're doing right now, Steve, is that, drivers don't take just because you got Waymo in your market, don't take less money for the rides. Let them have those shit rides, literally and figuratively, and keep just stay the course. People are going to get frustrated. They're going to lose the novelty of it, like Steve's saying, and they will go the right direction and use the human drivers. Not everyone's going to do it all
And
the
the
time,
other
but
reason that we all I mean, there's a million reasons why that price will go up, but also, um, and I know you talked about this too, I talked about it too, is that you can't a lot of legislation right now is really being shoved last minute here about you can't just be that, you gotta have humans on the thing, but the other thing that I found really interesting is the, $5 million liability that they gotta carry. That's 5 times what a human
right,
driver has to carry. Because I don't you remember when I was
right.
asking, Legal Rideshare, when I was saying to Brian, "Dude, who insures them?" And he's like, "Well, there's these institutions of insurance companies that band
That's
together,
correct.
and then they insure them." It's hard to tell
Yep.
who's insuring. Now I mean, dude, now I really wanna know who the fuck's insuring these things. $5 million per ride?
Are self-insured.
It took years for that number to come out, though.
Right.
Like
But
a week ago, 2 weeks ago, nobody knew $5 million.
okay, but so they got let's say they got 50 million sitting in a bank account, sitting in an escrow account, sitting there accruing interest because they're not paying out anything. And then when they do finally get something, they're going to have a product liability suit. And unless they have a very strong case, it's never even going to go. It's never going to go. But when it does go, it is going to be big, and that's why they have to carry 5 million instead of the million.
Yeah. Hopefully there's a whole army of these guys
Well,
coming.
traffic came to a stop at the busy
all I can
intersection
say.
of
A
Sunset and
whole
Edgemont in East Hollywood due to a man vandalizing a Waymo. Take a look at this. Police say they arrived to find a shirtless man on top of a Waymo in the middle of the intersection. This is video posted to the Citizen app. The man was seen on the crushed windshield holding a bent windshield wiper while screaming at the sensor on the top of the Waymo. Traffic had to come to a full stop as the Waymo was stopped right in the middle of the street. It's still unclear if anyone was in the Waymo when that destruction started. Officers arrived on the scene and arrested that man for vandalism.
That's funny that they arrested him for vandalism because I remember just a few, however many months ago in LA when the riots were happening, you could burn Waymos and just say, I'm going to go home now.
Right.
And now this guy breaks a LiDAR and they're like, you're going to jail. Why? I thought we could torch
Well,
these things.
And again, my lip reading is as good as it was. It was kind of hard to see on the screen, but I'm pretty sure that guy was a passenger and he just had enough of it. And, it looked like he was yelling, "Why are you so fucking slow? Why do you have to take the slowest route?" I'm pretty sure that's what he was yelling at it. So I think they felt pity on him and only arrested him for vandalism.
I like the way he was like full on ripping cords.
Yeah, that dude was crashing out bad.
But speaking of Waymos and the problems
before he got up there,
and the problems they'll have, so this is pretty messed up. So passenger leaves meth in rideshare vehicle, and guys, it's 30 grand worth of meth.
Speaking of messed up,
but that's going to happen in a Waymo too. So then what happens? What about the two kids? Did you hear about the two kids who took the Waymo?
The ones that took the Waymo, the two kids that took the Waymo shooting the Orbeez?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, I mean, like, dude, what if they said, you know what, we're gonna go do this, and I know they're downplaying that story. Shouldn't be downplayed because the kids shouldn't have been in it. But okay, they took this Waymo. Now the kids get in there, and the one kid says, "Hey, Bobby, what am I stepping on?" He goes, "Looks like about 450 grams of meth to me." Now what?
Well, they're going to have a quote better time for a short time. I mean,
you just created two kids dropping out of school to sell meth.
How methed up do you have to be to leave an entire backpack of meth in there? Or maybe the guy didn't have any cash on him or any money in his Cash App account, so he was giving him a really nice tip. Instead, the guy got arrested. I don't know, dude.
But
yeah, 300 grams of meth.
I'm just saying this is going to happen in Waymos way more often than it does in rideshare. Because on rideshare, we'll say, we might not even know what's in it, but Sean might say to somebody getting out, "Hey," and this, I mean, like all the time, like half of the times too. "Hey man, don't forget your backpack," or "Hey, you left this." Sometimes it's even trash. You're just trying to remind them, "Don't try and leave that trash on my floor, asshole."
Right.
Like, "Hey man, you left that empty water bottle on my floor."
So yeah, my question is, how did the driver know there was meth in the backpack? Now, I've had people leave wallets in my car, had a guy leave a passport in my car. And other than verifying the identification, I didn't rifle through their shit. And maybe dude, that was it. Maybe he didn't know what passenger it was.
I didn't see any pictures of the backpack or what it looked like. My guess is maybe they just opened it and boom, just like the wrapped flares, there was the meth, the big fucking block of meth.
I'm just kind of curious. Was the guy looking to see if there was anything good in the backpack before he called? And I don't know. I just think it's a little weird that he went through the stuff. I bet, again, I
probably, dude, they're not getting paid enough, man.
Right. See, and he had a really good tip.
He should be rifling through there for some money and shit. Just kidding.
He had a really good tip and didn't take advantage of it. No, don't steal. Don't take abandoned meth and resell it. Jeez, there's my disclaimer.
Don't do meth. Don't be around meth.
Yes.
And don't shoot your drivers in the face at Logan Airport and then claim not guilty when there's 700 camera angles. I cannot believe
Right,
the
of
guy
that.
claimed that. He walked into court and said, not guilty.
Right.
He was at the drop-off terminal. Like he shot him in the car at the you're not getting out of this one, buddy. You're not. Like
No.
there's well, you don't have a camera. Yeah, we have 7 cameras on that one angle you're talking about. It's the airport,
Right.
dumbass. Oh my
Well,
god.
I mean, that's just
So where does that leave us with Spark? We got 2 more to go tonight.
well, what do we got? Oh yeah, we got the one in Texas. So this is interesting that Spark has been aka Walmart has been busted and ordered to pay $13.4 million in Texas. So if you are a Spark driver in Texas, you may want to look further into this. But yeah, the Attorney General's office secured $13.4 million from them. Now, how much is going to go to the drivers versus how much is going to be a holy smoke! Now my phone's dying. But how much is going to go to the Attorney General? That's always hate when the states get involved with these things, Steve. You know, they're as bad as they're worse than the attorneys that are taking their cut on it. You know, so how much that $13.4 million is going to end up to the Spark drivers? I don't know. And but guys, that's a big deal, and it's again showing these apps are not paying paying the stuff out like they should be. So,
But dude, these
I didn't
apps, I
even
mean,
know what's
Walmart is just like DoorDash. It's like they're racing to see who can get caught the most time stealing tips.
right.
I mean, DoorDash is like, dude, we've been caught 3 times in Illinois. Top us there, motherfucker. Like, it's not funny
right,
anymore,
yeah.
dude. It
Yeah.
really is not funny. Like, it literally
No,
is. It's everywhere now.
That's my whole point with this is it's like when is there going to be when is the government besides this little 13.4 million, that's a lot of freaking money, which you
Yeah.
can guarantee it's way bigger than that. When's the federal government going to quit taking suitcases of money and actually these people that we're hiring to represent us, when are they going to start going after these apps and holding them accountable and making them operate like functional members of society instead of this bullshit that they're doing? I mean, this is all this
Well,
stuff.
here, let me play a brain damage question on you then. When are we going to be a functioning society?
Functioning society?
I guess here's my point.
Never again.
I think they're sitting around smoking their cigars going, why do we need to be functioning players if the game is not functioning?
Well, that's a good point. So, but
I hate to say it, dude. It's just
well,
Yeah.
but that's
I
a lot
don't
of what
side
it
with them.
is.
I'm just pointing out if we had people like getting cracked down on for like shit all the time, stuff
No,
would
you're
slow
not
down.
wrong.
That's part of the
Right.
biggest problem is how slowly they're finally going, okay, you know what? We care about this now. And every time they do something like that, the companies care. They're like, shit, they actually do care. We got to stop doing that.
Right, because their lobby money ran out, and so they finally got tired of it, going, "Hey, I only had a freaking A minus vacation last year because you didn't give me my lobby money, so now I had to have an inferior vacation with my entire family because of you. So now you're going to be held accountable for this. Now you better fill my lobbying coffers." And
Well, and the other
that's
thing
when
too,
we're going to
like,
get back to.
there was an Instacart, and this wasn't for the whole state. This was for just San Diego County, maybe. There was an Instacart lawsuit for $17 million over like a 15-month period that began in late 2017. They did a God, I'm trying to blank on the word. What do you call it when it's a collective settlement?
Class?
Yeah. So they did a class action lawsuit, and this was in 2024 or 2025. It finally came through and won. 17 million went into the pool. And I always wondered what happened, because I remember the articles explaining how you were to get this money. But if you had to be on the app during those years, had nothing to do with your status now. And I remember the big deal that I was hearing about from a lot of people was, dude, they're not telling anybody about this. Like no Instacart driver from 2017 or 18 in 2025 in San Diego County is hearing about this. So they don't even know that they're supposed to go collect their 23. And it wasn't normal $5 class action money. It was like $2,300 each.
Right. That's
But
like this one.
so
That's why I'm saying, if you're a driver in Texas and you've done Spark, check that shit out. Look into it.
well, and that's what I was going to say is there's a point when they don't give it back. I think they put it into the state. But there's a point when like you can't go there anymore and say, "Hey, I'm owed some," and they'll go, "Sorry, dude, you missed the window."
Yep. There's a window where you have to claim that stuff.
Yeah, and I think this is why I'm not a big fan of class actions, because I feel like a lot of people don't ever know that they're owed some money. And that's why the governments and other things get behind them, because they're like, dude, 50% of that won't be claimed. That's ours.
Well, and when you do finally, because the litigation, they spent so much money litigating it, that you get 20 cents on the dollar if you're lucky, for it. So you're like, oh, your check was going to be $300, but here's your, $10 check. I mean, it's just ridiculous how much it gets dwindled down. Don't get me wrong. A lot of them work very hard to litigate these things, but yeah, class action suits they're no bueno in my eyes in most cases too, Steve.
I actually I wasn't even aware I was in it. I got a 7-cent check from Radio Shack in a class action settlement. I remember throwing that check away. I was just like, whatever, dude. And I imagine everybody else threw theirs away too, so they had to pay nothing. Well, I mean, they did, because they paid all into the state, but I don't know. I'm not a class action guy. I think they're misrepresented with what they're going to do for you. It's like a union.
Right. Yep.
It's like, we're going to save your ass.
Like a union.
No. Yeah. We'll give you a half price cup of coffee when we're all said and done.
Right.
But actually we can't do that today. How about a full price?
Right.
So, all right, and then it wouldn't be Thursday, and we wouldn't be ending if we didn't just properly address this story. I didn't talk about it Monday. I think Sean did. I was getting ready for Max has his girl out here. She's been here since yesterday. They're not here yet, but she'll be here for the next 2 weeks. So I was getting some things ready. But this DoorDash driver that gets hit and then finishes the delivery, and I got to tell you guys, man.
Yeah.
I honestly, from the footage, it's insane, because when I saw the story and I'm like, I'll look at it later. I'm sure there's footage. I'll look at it later. And when I did look at it, I had to go look. I found myself, and I don't always do this, going for other footage closer and stuff, because I was amazed, dude. I felt like she was in the middle of a war zone, and she knew that was like the kidney that had to save the president in that bag. Like, dude, she gets hit. She looks up and she's like, ah, and she like dives for the bag.
Do you have the video for that?
I don't, dude. I was like going, what the fuck are you doing, dude? It's DoorDash. Leave it.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I know this is way beyond, dude, but I was thinking that's how messed up our brains are.
Well, they are. And that's exactly what it was.
Her thought should have not been that bag.
No. Shit, no. Let alone that delivery, that bag and that delivery.
Any of it. But the way, I know you noticed it too, dude. The way she dove for that thing was like, it was the kidney for the president. He was going to die and a truck was about to run it over.
Right.
She was putting her life at risk for this bag of food after she got hit.
Yep.
I mean, I was blown away. And then she's like ducking behind the car, and then she gets up to finish the delivery.
I know.
I
Picks
mean,
up the bag
I
and
was
goes
thinking,
and
man,
delivers
this is
the damn
somebody who
food.
totally believes in metrics. And she was like, I was on time.
That's right. Got my time delivery. Tire tracks across the Chick-fil-A bag, but
You were 1 minute late calling support. I was not 1 minute late. I got hit by a car. I jumped into the road, saved the food, ran up to the customer's door, and handed it to him.
right. I'm sorry, you still got a contract violation. This kind of behavior is not acceptable.
Right, dude. I mean, she didn't fly in the air like the dude that got trampled by the bison, but man,
Right.
she didn't just get touched.
No, dude,
either.
she's a trooper, man. I mean,
she didn't get hit. She didn't get touched. She got clipped, but she got clipped at a high speed.
Yeah, but it moved her along. Okay, so it's not like she was just completely unscathed. So, but yeah, she didn't sustain any major injury, which is great. It's weird when you listen to that video, you hear the sirens, and I don't think they were embedded audio afterwards because it was like from somebody's Ring camera, and it sounded like you could hear them, and they got louder appropriately, like I said. So I don't think it was dubbed in. And then she swings open her door, and that freaking car just goes and takes her out at the same time. Again, that situational awareness. I'm not faulting her.
I swing my door open all the time because there's sirens going off everywhere where I live.
Okay, well, fair enough. You're right. I didn't know the neighborhood, so maybe that was just the norm for that.
That's just part of the hood, dude. You got to get in. Like, I don't care, man.
Correct.
I'll deliver it while the cops driving by. That way, I won't get killed. Like,
I'm sorry, I live in a normal suburbia area, even though the fire station's, right by me. But
yeah. Well, that's another story too altogether that isn't even related to this, but I don't even know if you're aware, Sean, but there's actually, like, Westword has an article this week. They're actually starting to talk about shutting Colfax down for like 25 blocks from downtown, like 16th Street Mall, walking only, no vehicles.
Wait a minute, because like Colfax
longest road in America.
The longest continuous road in America, and they're going to shut. No, bullshit. Just for the spirit of that, I say no.
Yeah, because the whole purpose of the article, and for those wondering, the reason that they're thinking about doing it is because Colfax is notorious. For those of you that hear us talking about, sometimes it probably. I mean, hell, it's worth taking a second to tell you guys,
dude.
It is a crazy area. We all have them, but Colfax really is its own like little circus environment. And it's not. We're not talking about a 3-block area. It goes forever, and it changes consistently as you move along. Once you get down to like here, you have the shitty hourly hotels and the drug dealers, and you have all the illegals live this way.
I was going to say, it's already a walking mall anyway. It just happens to have road stripes on it, and cars go down it occasionally.
Oh, well,
what the?
No, well, now, yeah. I mean, now what they're doing is they put gates up in the middle, or in the middle of their building, and they put gates up, and you can barely get a car between the curb and the gate on one lane going each way. And in the whole middle, they're building these islands that I believe are going to be like bus stops, but or even train. So you're going to have that. You're going to have 16th. You're going to have 16th Street free ride type bullshit on a bus,
right?
On Colfax, though, where people fuck in the middle of the road.
That's what I'm saying. It's already
and then somebody comes out and starts clobbering them with a bat, and then somebody comes out with Mason and another bat, and they start fighting. And I'm picking up your dinner across the street, laughing and videotaping it. This happens nightly. This is Colfax,
right?
Welcome to Colfax.
So they're trying to enhance the experience and condone more of this behavior is what it
They're
sounds
like,
like.
they're like, we'll shut down the roads. That because first of all you're gonna do is kill all the mom and pop restaurants because they're like, you know, the way some things have been getting knocked out. I think they're thinking this will end the hourly hotels. No, it won't, because nobody's going to be able to rent those buildings to anybody. The property values can go way down on Colfax if there's no street access. So those hourly hotels are going to be able to keep their buildings for a third of the cost.
Right.
So actually, there probably will be more hourly hotels that open up. I'm just saying, dude. Like, I don't know, but I mean, like, it's just crazy how much they're trying to change my town. I don't like it.
Y'all can keep your Denver.
Yeah, Denver can keep their Denver, dude. I'm
You're not claiming.
Yeah, no, I'm an outlaw here. Like, I'm gonna be Denver's biggest problem legally.
You're gonna claim Montbello pride and call it good.
No way, dude. I'm just gonna keep wearing my Detroit shit and telling everybody they suck. That's what I do every day. That's how I roll.
Fair enough.
But you guys, I gotta get the air conditioning on. That's Thursday. I've been so beat down and tired, and I feel like by next week I won't. It was a real relief that Max's girlfriend got here, and we had been working a lot to clean the house up and kind of make it. We live in a clean house, but we really wanted to make it nice and whatnot. But that and working and everything in this heat, I'm sure I don't have to tell anybody. But dude, it was 105 in Bismarck, North Dakota on Tuesday. The highest it's ever been in Bismarck in recordable history. Bismarck, North Dakota. I didn't think it got over 40 in July there.
Right, in North Dakota.
It's like 105. Like, dude, they're like, they were in Phoenix weather in North Dakota.
Right.
I mean, and again, like, I don't know about you, Sean. Maybe you're handling it a little better, but dude, it's almost unbearable out there.
It's bad.
Yeah. And I keep looking every day at the 10-day forecast, and I see that we have some, like, around next Tuesday or something, this is rain for a few days, but it only cools off like 7-8 degrees.
And it's starting to affect people too. I'm gonna tell you, once it hits about 85, people,
you mean
right,
5 a.m.?
Right, exactly. I'm just like, I'm done, because you see people's attitude change. They're getting crappy, and I don't need to throw another person out of my car because they ain't got a car seat and they're calling me a freaking thief and everything else. I don't need any more of that shit. Dude, so I've been cutting it off short. Not
even people who suck. Everybody's fuse is that short right now. If you want to pick a fight, all you should have to do is walk outside of your door and just point to somebody. There's your fight. Done.
Yeah.
Like, somebody that would normally not say a damn word would turn back to you and be like, "Are you fucking pointing at me?" Like,
right, you pointing at me? Yeah, and then you got the shit that the East Coast has. They got the Canadian wildfire smoke. We finally got done with that one, and and their humidity, and the heat index there, it's freaking brutal on the East Coast right now.
Oh my god! Don't talk about dry heat, people. Like, it's unbearable here too. Yeah, there are some hours in the day, and I'll add in, like, especially like for Denver, I'll add in this: when you're working like we work or like I do around all these highways and cars, the emissions and all of that shit are adding to the heat in a way where if you're like, it's a dry heat, okay, well, I'd rather have a moist heat.
A moist. Steve's using moist.
I'd rather have a moist heat than like a pollution heat.
You sound like the old lady at Perkins. Would you like some moist cake?
Would you like a wet nap? They're moist.
A moist.
All right, guys.
Gosh.
I'm gonna start going slap happy. So we're gonna shut it down for the night. Thank you for joining, and we'll be back here next week because it's what we do. We got lots to talk about too. I'll have an air conditioner and somehow in here too. I don't know what I'll do. Peace, y'all.
Night, y'all.
Love you guys. Good night.